But the United Left Party gained, I think, around 1 million votes, which is
close to 1 million votes.
Close to 1 million votes,
yes.
Which I think is more than some Basque parties and some Catalan parties, and they have less seats in the parliament than those parties. Do you think that's fair, or?
No, it's absolutely unfair. They have paid a tremendous price for each of the two seats they are winning. You know, it's absolutely unfair. The electoral system punishes them in a very special way, much more than anybody else.
But because there are two big parties, the People's Party and the Socialist Party, they have no interest in changing the electoral system, I think.
No, they haven't.
So in the future, I mean, the United Left Party and other smaller parties cannot hope for the change.
Well, I don't discard, and at some point in time there is some reflection about the nature of the electoral system, the convenience or not to revise it and to make it a little bit more proportional. I don't know, but for the time being, there is no any project for that, or any decision or any will from the side of the two big parties.
In every election campaign, medias play the biggest role, basically. How did you see the media factor in this election campaign? Were they fair towards all parties, or did they prefer just interviews with the Socialists and the People's Party?
Of course. I mean, the Spanish media are highly polarized, and some of them taking very clearly the side of the Popular Party, and some others, in a more moderate way, in any case, the side of the Socialist Party. And all in all, during the campaign, they have paid much less attention to the prospects of the minor parties. So, in fact, there is also an unfair situation for them, particularly for the United Left.
What about the election campaign of the both parties, the biggest parties? How did you see it? Was it fair? Was it negative?
No, it was. I think it was a little bit erratic, because to begin with, the Popular Party has started taking advantage of the economic and financial problems that have just appeared in the Spanish economy. Then they left this aside, because the candidate they have chosen proved not to be very perceptive or in tune with the popular perceptions, and so that theme was left aside. And then problems such as immigration and terrorism came back into the campaign. You know, it was a hard campaign, but I wouldn't say it was extremely negative.
The Spanish people already got used, I think, to the idea of homosexual couples having the right to marriage and having the right to adopt kids. The People's Party before was very much against that, but now they changed position. How much more?
Well, they have never changed position.
Didn't they? I heard on TV that a representative of the People's Party said that they wouldn't, if they got into power, they wouldn't change the rights that already exist for gays.
This is what they say. They knew they would. I think they knew they wouldn't gain. They wouldn't win the election in any case. But on the other hand, what they were saying is that they wouldn't change this aspect of the law, but they would refrain to change the name of the law, and instead of calling these unions marriage, they would call it simply union. You know.
That's just the terminology. But
the terminology, yes. But for them, it makes a big problem, because they feel the term marriage is a religious, sort of religious term, and that calling marriage to the union between homosexuals would erode the concept of the notion of marriage and the foundings of the family. But this is, it is a rather nominal issue. They are right in as much as this is how most laws about homosexual unions are drafted everywhere. There are only a few countries in the world, including Spain, where the unions are called marriage, but it is a rather nominalistic question.
The main weapon of the People's Party in the election campaign was basically ETA and economy. Did Rajoy make a mistake talking about the Spanish presence in Iraq, for example, as a good thing?
I think he made a big mistake, yes.
So how are the Spanish people still sensitive towards that question?
90% against it.
So he's not in touch, basically, with the
No,
the
I
people.
think he made a mistake, I mean, it's very difficult to handle a debate, and you make mistakes in debates.
Okay, but for example, the PSOE politics, the socialist politics with ETA, how do you perceive that? The People's Party is strongly attacking the Prime Minister Zapatero for talking with ETA, trying to establish a dialogue, which basically failed. Do you think Prime Minister is taking the right road?
I think so, and I think all the former presidents, prime ministers, have done the same, including Aznar. And so what they have been doing is criticizing the prime minister for things he was supposed to do without any proof to support these claims, and therefore they have been rather unfair in their criticism to the policy pursued by the prime minister.
How do you perceive Spain? How do you see Spain's future in the next 4 years? And is there a possibility of today's opposition, the right-wing People's Party, to get into power in 2012?
Well, why not? I mean, they are very close, and so I think that in case the Popular Party moderate their policies and attitudes and mood, and in case the Socialist Party fails in some critical points, like the economy or the anti-terrorist policy, or in any other key question, the competition is very open. They are only 3.5 behind. The Popular Party is only 3.5 behind the government, and therefore the elections, the next election seems to be very open for the time being. Then we have 4 years to see what happens, but all in all, I wouldn't say it is impossible. It's rather, it's a possibility, of course, yes.